Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. I'm going to work today on Roxys Weekly Challenge, week 33, which is making double pocket signature pages. So let's get right into it. Whether you've seen her video or not, do pop along and watch it if you haven't. She's so inspiring. And she walks through the process, so I don't know how much of the process I'll walk through with you, but I think today I'm just going to make the bases. I'm probably not going to do any decorating, but we'll see how we go. I am expecting a visitor, so just if there's a sudden abrupt exit, it'll be because she has arrived. So I'm using today, I've got digitals here. This lot are freebies from Tatty Treasure on Patreon, so I thought maybe we could use some of those. I've also got two kits or two-part kits from RachandBellaCrafts. So this one is Shades of Spring. So I did a design team project for RachandBellaCrafts with this kit for July, and I've got these pages left over, so I thought these would be perfect. And then I've got this kit here, which these are just the collage pages for Nanna's roses. So I thought they could be fun to play with as well. And I think these two would coordinate together quite well. And then I'm thinking there's one or two pages in the Tatty Treasures digitals that I think might also work in partner. So let's just see how we go. I'm going to take this top sheet because I think it's really pretty. And we need 2 pages. So do we want to take another one of those, or do we want to partner it with one of Nanna's Roses ones? Giving a wee flick through just to see what I might like to pop with it, because I don't want it too matchy-matchy. I want it to be different, but I want them to be complementary as well. I'm kind of feeling like that top one might be a good option, but also let's have a look at the Tatty Treasure ones. I think this is a bit more grungy and not quite the right style. That pink ties in a bit with this pink over here. It has got a pattern on this pink piece of paper, but I don't know whether you'll be able to pick it up on camera. Kind of like that. Or we could go something completely different like this one. I actually like those two together. Okay, so we've got one from RachandBellaCrafts and one from Tatty Treasure. So first off, I think I'm just going to look and see. I don't want to like cut off the bird or anything, so I'm just having a wee think about which way round I want to do it. My brain's gone to sleep. That's a really great start to the video, isn't it? Let's have a think. So if that's the pocket there, then that's going to have to be folded in. Okay, we'll lose a little bit of the bird tail. I don't think it's too drastic. So first off, we're going to create a gusset on each end of the 2 digitals. Well, on one end of each of the digitals, I should say. And that is not at all straight, but my cutting may not be straight, so we'll just run with it. Oops, almost got my finger then. That wouldn't have been so good. I'm not so fussed on blood on camera. Fortunately, it just kind of slid off the end of my finger. Right, so this is going to be our first pocket. So I'm going to fold it in. Actually, I need to grab out a page just to make sure I don't go too wide on my pockets, because I want it to fit in a regular sized journal. So I'm just going to make sure it's going to be an okay width for my journals. Okay, that looks good. and already that's like super pretty. Okay, so this other one is going to connect up this way, so we need to do this edge as our gusset. So how much you folded in for your gusset is entirely up to you. It doesn't matter. Don't make it too thin because then it's hard to glue down. But it's just purely giving us more room in our pocket. That's the purpose of it. Get rid of those little corner bits. Okay, and now these two are going to be glued together. Oh, trying to pick them up. Gosh. I'm just going to look at which one I want on top. I think I want the flower on top. And I'm going to go almost up to the edge of this one. So I'm going to glue this one down. I think it's going to be slightly easier for me to kind of grapple with where I'm at. So along the bottom, and then on your gusset side. So these are really easy to make, and I think are going to be quite satisfying, partly because they are easy to make, but also the results, I think, from what I've seen on various videos, the results look really cool and fun, and a good way to use up some digitals to make journal pages ready to pop into a signature. So that is the purpose of them. I didn't say that at the beginning, did I? That they will be sewn into a signature. Right, so I'm going to glue this second one on, not quite right up to the edge of this digital, and nothing seems to be straight here. That's okay, we can live with that. So I'm going to leave a bit of a gap there because that's where it's going to be sewn into the signature. So you don't want to go right up, and then when you sew in your signature, you're going to be sewing into the side of your pocket, and that's probably not such a great thing. I am just going to use tacky glue for this. You could use glue stick. I just find it quicker and easier in the long run, and definitely less messy. Might go slightly closer with the glue there. Oops, I keep going in at that point. Right, now let's try and line this up. That looks good enough to me. And then this one we are going to make now. Am I going to end up with a too wide a pocket? No, we're going to be good. We are going to be good. And again, just leaving that gap at the spine. And gluing it up. So as you can see, this is really quite a simple process. Quick and easy. And who doesn't love a quick and easy crafting project? You can mass make these so easily. Here we go. And because they're signature pages, I'm not going to distress them. I'm going to fold on that line, and that's going to be our spine to sew it in. Actually, I should have done that fold before I glued this one down, but never mind, it's worked out okay. And all that remains now, sorry, reaching again, I forgot to grab out my hole punch, is to put in your little thumb notches at the top. You don't have to do this step, but it will let you know, if you make a bunch of these and have them stacked up, it will let you know in the future that they are pockets. And that is ready now to go into a signature at some point in time. And I really like the fact that this one has writing space on it. So it also not only decorative, but writing space. So this is why you want to pair your digitals together, so that where they overlap, they look fine. And I like that pairing. I think flower, flower, the colours work for me. They're not matchy-matchy, but they're not horrible together. And I did not fold that straight. Let's just try again. I think that's better. And it's going to be on opposite sides of the signature, so your holes don't need to be in the same place. I lined them up per side as opposed to like this and then doing it that way, because then you would have one that's off center. And we've got really nice big pockets for a lovely big journal card or big oversized tag to go in, or just a sheets of coffee dyed paper or something. A nice big notepad of coffee dyed paper would be cool. So this side I would probably add some decoration to, just like a label or maybe a fussy cut flower or something, just to bring in a bit more colour. This side is pretty cool, pretty decorative, maybe just a label. This one I'd probably tend to leave that one actually, and then this one's for writing, so I probably wouldn't touch that side. So I think decorating is a step I would possibly tend to leave till I go to put them in a journal, and there might be ephemera from the kit I'm using that I would want to decorate it with, rather than decorating it now and then it doesn't match a journal. Okay, let's grab another piece of paper out. Even if we flick through what I might, oh, I like this one, this is pretty. I mean, they're all pretty, but I'm just like, what one's grabbing me? If I can get it out from the paper clip. And I'm wondering about this pink piece from Tatty Treasure. I think they'd be quite lovely together. Okay, let's do it. So this doesn't say to me that one side or the other doesn't, what am I trying to say? It won't matter if I lose a bit off either side, because it's all collagey and beautiful. So I'm just going to do my gusset. My pocket. Take this one quite a wee way over since it's more decorative. And this will be another one where one side has writing space, and I quite like that partnership too. So you've got a pocket, but you've also got writing space. I'm going to glue this one down. I should have had this video recorded this morning, but I was just having way too much fun. I was trying to catch up on the Margaret Miller Weekly Collage Challenge, because I am about 9 weeks behind, I believe. So I was having fun with it, and I decided I wouldn't do it on camera, that I'd just kind of relax, play some YouTube videos in the background, and and watch them as I collaged. And it was just so relaxing and lovely. So I got 2 done this morning instead of doing a video for you guys. So I am recording later in the day than what I normally would. And that's okay. But knowing that I had a visitor coming, probably should have got onto it maybe just a little bit sooner. Right. which way round. So do I want this one? Let's turn it over so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm kind of actually liking a bit of pink on that side, so let's just put the pink on the back. And I'm going to give it a nice wide overlap. Oops. Try and glue it on straight. Oops, nothing is straight around here. It's as crooked as anything, but it's okay. It won't matter. Right, let's fold in the gusset on this side. Oh, my nose, tissue time. Excuse me for a moment. Right. If you don't, what am I trying to say? My words are fumbly today. I do apologise. They're not coming out properly. If you're new, the reason we cut these wee snippets out is so that when you fold it up, you don't get a little bit of the paper poking out at the top and bottom. Right, this time I'm going to fold where our spine's going to be. Hopefully that glue is dry enough now. Give it a good crease. Yes, I do like that little pink strip down there. I think it's quite fun. And so this will fold almost up to that crease. And I don't know what's off here, whether it was my cutting or my folding or all of the above. But it's not wanting to fold straight for me. So we might just have to do a bit of trimming. So there we go. I'm just going to choose that spot. And it's not straight. You might be able to see the white top and bottom. That's okay. We can trim that off and make it look all good. So I'm going to just bring my glue up slightly above the bottom so that I don't end up cutting my pocket open when I trim the little overhang. There we go. And so on this one we have 2 writing sides plus our pocket. Right, so let's do our thumb notches. I might trim that first before I do the thumb notches on this side, so I'm not having to, oops. Go across a gap. That's what I was thinking, but not saying. That's not too bad. I did go slightly off. I'm being very, very persnickety here, and that is quite normal for me. Right, and this side. But I do console myself that Rachel had issues with this as well, and had to do a bit of trimming. So I'm not the only one who doesn't line things up properly. But that's okay, because, you know, everything is fixable, or you just embrace the wonkiness. Wonkiness is not a bad thing, you know. Right, thumb notches is what I was doing. I like wonkiness when it's deliberate. I don't so much like it when it looks like it was accidental. Does that make sense? I mean, sometimes you can make the accident look like it was intended, and that's okay. But if you can't, sometimes it just looks, it just doesn't look good. And sometimes when you do it by design, it doesn't look good, and it looks like you did it by accident. So it just depends. Right, we have number 2. Awesome. Let's make a Tatty Treasure one with just Tatty Treasure digitals. So got this fun bit of paper, which is vertical, so we could do one that's slightly different. This is a vertical one as well, but I'm thinking a vertical and a horizontal one paired together. Maybe this one. Let's go with those two and do. So this, I think, will be my regular one. And then this one will cut down, I think. I think that's what I'm wanting. So basically, you've seen the whole process apart from any decorating that you might want to do. So if that's as much as you want to watch, then I completely understand. You may have even seen this being done by somebody else, like Rachel, of course. It's her idea. Or you may have seen Gail Agostinelli do it. I watched her video on doing these this morning, I believe, while I was doing my Marguerite Miller challenges. Or somebody else. I'm sure there's other people doing videos on them as well. But I'm finding this quite relaxing, quite satisfying. Which way's up? I better make sure I'm gluing it the right way. Yep, so this is the bottom. I almost glued the top shut. Probably wouldn't have mattered too much. There's no text on it or anything, but I would prefer to get it the right way up. Getting in my way. Let's see if we can do this one straight once we've got it all together, the two sides. And of course there's variations I'm sure that people will come up with. I haven't done any variations as of yet. I'm just having fun doing them the same way that Rachel did them. That goes the other way, dear. Yes, it goes the other way. I think I might put this now, which I need to trim it down. So which part do I want? Do I want the images or do I want some text on there? I like this big pine cone down the bottom, and if I do it at the top of the page, I'm going to cut off half of that pine cone. So I think I'd rather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit more time and I'm going to trim top and bottom. How's that for just taking more time than perhaps it warrants, but that's okay. So, weekend coming up, guys. It's right around the corner. Love a good weekend. I love Fridays. Fridays are fun. It's like, yes, it's the weekend. You know, whether we're doing anything or not, I just still look forward to the weekend. It means I've got hubby home for the couple of days. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just nice. It's a change of pace at the weekend. It's a change of what we do. It's a change of routine. Oh, I did not cut all the way through that. Let's try again. I still haven't had hubby change the blade for me, or snap off the end of the blade, because I hate doing that myself. I'm always afraid it's gonna come back and bite me, because it takes quite a bit of force. I have done it when I've needed to, but if I can get him to do it, I do prefer that. So I've got a couple of cool little scraps there for something else. Okay, I do like this distressed edge. So do I want to keep that? Let's fold the, just so we know where our spine is going to be. I think folding this part first before you attach the other part just helps you know where things are going to end up, because you don't really want your edge right on that spine like I was saying earlier. So this, when you've already put that crease in, then you know you're going to go, trying to work out which way up I am. You know how close you want to go without interfering with that spine. Now you can glue it right over top of that spine, or glue it underneath. And I'm just having a look. I don't think I want to get rid of this edge. I love this edge, and I'm not going to lose my that pine cone, so I think I'm going to do it this way. Cat fur everywhere. I sat here to do the video, and then Snuggles wanted cuddles, so I took a few minutes out to give her cuddles. She was very purry, very happy, and then she just sat on my desk, and it's like, what are you doing? I'm wanting to video, Snuggles. You can't just sit on my desk. So I had to give her a little encouragement to hop down, and now she's curled up on the armchair beside me. Now I have got white in the center here, and that's going to be partly hidden by the signature when you sew it in, but if you don't want the white in the middle, you can ink it, or you can double print your pages so that they've got something decorative on the other side. But really, for the small amount that's going to show, printing on both sides, I'd say, unless it's a misprint, is probably a waste of ink. That's in my opinion anyway. So I wouldn't choose to do that for this purpose. But if you've got something that printed wrong when you ran it through your printer to print on the reverse side, then absolutely. And I haven't bothered. I forgot to fold my gusset. I got too busy talking, telling tales on Snuggles. So my crease there is going to be in the wrong place. That crease I was just doing. So never mind. It'll be fine. We can make it, we can ease it over. And we can either cover it with something or not. It's not the end of the world. I'm just going to give it a little smooth down, see if I can take most of that crease out. Still visible, but it's okay. We can put a bit of washi tape or something down there if we don't like the look of it. And I haven't folded it straight again. Just try and correct that a little bit. Okay, let's glue this. So this is a narrow pocket, which is quite nice as well, varying the size. Right, here we go. So far we've made 3. How are we going on time? Oh, we're going good on time. And no visitors have turned up yet, so Oops. There we go. Shake out that little bit. And this little narrow pocket here. Oh, I like that. Whoops, I did take that over slightly too far, but that's okay. I've still got most of that pine cone. That's really lovely. I like that. It is not straight though. Let's see if we can just remedy that. It's not off by much, and in this case I could just give it a little extra creasing. There we go. Cool. So yes, if you don't like this white, my easiest solution for that is to run some ink over it, and that will just take away the white. But don't worry about the white. Don't panic about the white. White is good. White is clean. White is it isn't actually neutral. But if you're going for a grungy or a vintage or something, then just inking it up is going to take off that white and you'll be good as gold. So that's going to be a fun tool pocket for a tag. Would look really good in there. Be really good for a tag. Nice tool tag. Okay, so that will go in a signature along with the others, all in different journals of course, like so, and wrap around our pages. And oh, here we have a page that's a pocket, and you could actually write in amongst those as well if one wanted to. Love this edge, it's super cool. Love the grungy distressed look. I think they're fun. Shall we do one more? I think we've got time to do one more. I think this will be a shorter video, which is perfectly fine. So I do have this rose one, which is from Tatty Treasure. It's got white roses on it, and I was wondering about pairing it with one of the RachandBella digitals. These Nanna's roses, I thought maybe it might really complement. Decisions. A sweet wee girl on there. I'm feeling this one. Although that one would have been nice too. Actually, that one matches really nicely. Okay, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to go with one from Shades of Spring. This top one here. It hasn't got roses on it like the other one had roses on. But I think the colours here complement each other really prettily. So let's go with these. Again, I need to decide. I think this one's going to be where my gusset is. And yeah, I thought I might have come up with some variations as I went through this process, but I kind of haven't. I've just been content to make, which is perfectly okay. It's quite freeing to follow somebody else's model and not worry about trying to make it my own, especially when it works so well. But I'll probably turn off the camera and it's like, oh, I could have done this, or what if I did that, or, you know, usual story. You think of it afterwards. Like you could do a side pocket instead. Actually, there was one thing I was thinking. Maybe I will do another one after this, and we'll do it on, I don't know if it will work. It's just an idea, and I haven't played with it to see if it will work, but maybe we can do that together. Just maybe. And again, writing space, beautiful. So I want to retain the flower, so that's going to go over top. Means I will be sacrificing this beautiful grungy edge, but that's okay. Yeah, the flower is going to get lost in the spine, but we'll still see pops of it, peaks of it. We won't lose it entirely, I think. That's not straight, so I'm pretty sure that these aren't cut straight either, because I have a habit of cutting the white off while I'm using my vibration board, which is under my craft desk, which means that, you know, my hand's a little bit wobbly as well while I'm vibrating. Yes, the things we do. Okay. Yep, so I think that will be fine just there. Make sure I've got that the right way up. Yes. Gone completely silent. Checked out there for a minute. Can't quite see where my crease is. I'm guessing it's okay there. Yeah, I think we're okay. I couldn't see it. Right, let's do a gusset. And this one could be written on as well. I'm just going to double check. Yep, we're good. Oh, now this is definitely not straight. It's so wonky. Do I want to... I guess it doesn't matter if I line it up to the top and bottom rather than the spine. Does it? Can I make it fold the way I want? It's very hard to force paper to fold and see, it didn't fold properly the way I wanted it to. To make it go across the grain, it likes to follow the grain, whether it's vertical or horizontal, and to try and get it to go off slightly. Yeah, it still didn't. It doesn't want to. It's very tricky to do. It is what it is. I'm just going to leave it like that. I could line it up to the spine and then trim top and bottom, but I think I'm just going to leave it this way. Yeah, yes, that's the bottom. One variation that Rachel mentioned was that you could actually sew or staple or whatever pages into the middle of these and have them like a little booklet on their own, so that they wouldn't be part of a signature, they'd just be like a separate little booklet. So that's another idea. Or you could have them floating, but they are more designed to be sewn in. That's the idea behind them. So yeah, I don't think that really matters too much that it's not straight by the time it's sewn into a signature. And if it becomes obvious once it's in a signature, again, a bit of lace, washi tape, you know, anything along those lines, and it would be good as gold, and it wouldn't be a bother anymore. Let's do our thumb notches. And there's another one done. Cool. That is, how many have we done? We've done 4. Look at me go. Wow. That's incredible. Incredible progress. Now let's see if we can do this variation. I don't know if it's going to work. Haven't had a visitor turn up yet, so let's see if we've got time. I think maybe I'll use just the shades of spring. Just want to put this one back with its right kit that I'd originally pulled out. I think I will need an extra page though for this variation, but we'll see. So I'm going to start with this one. I think this is going to be where I'm going to put my gusset, because I like all that text on the other end. Let's see how we can do this variation. It might take a bit of brain power to work out, because I'm not even fully formed idea in my brain. It's just kind of a loose, abstract. Maybe this would work. So together we're going to find out whether it will work or not. Are you up for that? Are you going to come along on my crazy journey? Why not? Buckle up, folks. Let's see what happens. If it's not going to work, well, it will just be another one of the same. And that's okay. So I'm starting off the same way. Just doing our gusset and gluing it down as per normal. Pretty pinks in this. Very pretty. Okay, so there we go. We've got our start there. Now that other page is a vertical one. So it would go, sorry, this way. So I could put that, again I like that text, so I don't think I want to cover it up. I think I'd rather have it on top. I think that'll work. I think. Let me just think about this for a moment. I'm going to put my centerfold in here for my spine. Like so. Okay. If we hinge that in there. And fold that over. I'm just wondering how to achieve what I've got in mind. Is it going to work? I think it will, but it will require a little bit of trickery. So I'm going to leave it all intact for now. So that's our hinge side, so we need to do our gusset on this side, and I'm going to do the whole length for now. This could be a bit brain hurty. Alright, I'm going to... yes, brain hurty. Technical term for you, brain hurty. I think I want to... I'm going to take it right up to the edge. I'm going to fold it vertically. so. Okay. And then I want to trim it to height, but only halfway across. This is definitely not a tutorial. This is me flying by the seat of my pants. Hopefully that's straight. So I'm just going to tear it off. Ah, and I've done a mistake. Bother. Okay, well, that's okay. I think it'll still work, just opposite way to what I thought. Just going to tear to that center crease. And then I'm going to tear up. So I'm just tearing a square effectively, or a rectangle out of it. And I want to also take off the gusset along. So I'm going to tear the gusset into that crease line there. This would be neater if I cut it with scissors, or took to it with a craft knife. Oh boy, this is making me nervous. Right, so now I'm going to neaten that up. I needed to do it with ruler just so I got it in the right place. Otherwise I'd have to like draw on it with pencil and then rub out the pencil marks. I'm going to take my little angle out there. Like so. Is this hurting your brain? It's certainly proving a little bit of a challenge. I meant to actually leave this one on. Leave that one on and take this bit off. But I took the wrong bit off. So, never mind. I'm sure, well, I think, I'm hoping it will still actually work. It will mean we have upside down text, I think. Yes, we will have upside down text. Right, so I'm going to glue this together. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't know whether you've guessed what I'm doing, because I didn't say, because I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to work. And if I'm honest, it is a slightly different idea to what I thought I was going to be doing. Nothing to do with involving which bit I accidentally tore off or not. No, that was a different issue. But this is what came to me. I thought, yeah, well, I think this will work. Okay. So that catches on there. Okay, so I'm going to take a notch out of this, but only the top layer, the shorter layer. I need to use, I can't get that big punch in this small narrow gap, so I need to use my smaller punch to get in there. The one that's broken, but still works. Okay, now this is going to go in here, and it's going to be a really tall, oops, that's not quite glued at the bottom, tall envelope. It's going to go, I keep wanting to put it this way, but it's actually supposed to go this way. Does it matter? Not overly much. It's just whether I want this piece to be there, and then this bit will fold down, so it will be upside down. That is okay. So it's going to be slightly higher than its counterpart on the other side, but remember they're going to be on opposite sides of the signature, so it's not really going to matter. So I want to give that a nice shape, because at the moment it's a little, I wouldn't say boring, but pedestrian. We can do better than that. So I'm just going to fold it in half, just loosely. I'm not going to crease it, and hold those corners together. And I'm just going to cut myself a curvy kind of top. And then we've got this nice decorative top now. So isn't that better? And if I inked it, you would see it, you know, much better. Let's ink it so you can actually see. Oops, need to refresh my sponge with some ink. Yeah, so the unfortunate thing is that I didn't plan ahead, so I do have writing upside down. But you could cover that if you don't like it. And it will probably get decorated anyway. You could put a little closure on there, like a little circle to tuck that under, or something of that sort, or magnets even. I'm not going to work out how I'm going to tackle that at this point. So, choices. I can either attach it here on this side, and it will be openable from that side, and then it will flip open, and there's writing side. Or I can have it so it's all contained on that side, and then on the other side looks like that. I think I prefer it this way, with the flap closing down over the top of that. I think that, for me, that works better. Okay, so I'm going to put my glue down this side. But you could put it either way, whichever way looks better to you. So I hope your brain isn't too hurty from that, and that it kind of made sense, and that you'd be able to work it out on your own. It's certainly not quite as easy as the original version, Rachel's original version. Now, try and grapple with positioning with that flap. There we go. But I really like it. I think it's worth the effort. And I think if you made several at once, I think it would become easier. But, you know, me trying to work it out on camera, how to make things tough on myself. But I actually like that variation. I think that's cool. And it is essentially a pocket as well, but it's just got a closing flap on it, which just makes it a little bit different, a little bit more interactive, I guess. Because you've got to lift the flap to get in and out of it. And let's put our thumb holes in there. So there is another variation, well, a variation for you. So let's go over what we did. So I used digitals from Tatty Treasure on Patreon, and then I used Nanna's Roses digital kit and Shades of Spring digital kit, both from RachandBellaCrafts on Etsy. So I will remember to put all those links down in the description box for you, so you don't have to go hunting. So we've made all these. We made 4 of the original version. I think they are super pretty. They are going to be very, very usable. And they're also going to be fun to make big tags and journal cards for. So maybe we need a video where we do that and decorate them up maybe. And then we've got this variation here where one side is an envelope. A tall skinny envelope. And it would be wider if you used a horizontal page, but I used a vertical page for it. But then if you have the flat, then you would need to make it lower, so it would be shorter. So yeah, you either get tall and narrow, or you'd get short and wider, depending which orientation you use for the paper. So there we go, guys. That's my make, and I'm quite impressed in this video that I made so many. That is awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Do pop along and check out Rachel with her Roxys Weekly Challenge, full of inspiring ideas. I do bring some of them to you, but not all of them. Just depends where I'm at or what I'm feeling. But yes, enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic weekend, my friends. And I will see you back for a Deal It Up challenge on Monday. Okay. See you then. Bye.